all for play for still?
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hi, villains, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast on pretty somber enough all night, I suppose, really, when we leave the Europa Conference League. Well, I suppose it's fair to say without any smash bang wallop like we thought we might have today. Olympiacos getting 2 goals, being very, very good for their 2 goals. Well, they didn't have to do much tonight, only sit in a low block, really, and have 2 goals where they beat the offside trap. There we go. That's the story of the game. Villa didn't do anything in the attacking thirds. The goalkeeper made 2 unconventional saves, albeit they were very good ones. But you know, Villa weren't up to much tonight. It was played across the field, played from one side to the other. When we get into the attacking third and try and recycle it a bit, and you know, there was a lot of waiting for Villa to cross the ball in so that they could deal with it. I think, Paddy, wasn't that? That's a pretty fair synopsis of it, I think.
We stop it there, so is that
it? Give me 2 seconds. Look, you keep talking. I can hear you. Just give me 2 seconds.
The most important thing tonight was the first goal. They got it. Toy finished. But in fairness, the Toy finished after the first leg. Very disappointing. 2 things hinged on the game, on the whole Toy. Douglas Luiz handling the ball. Douglas Luiz missing the penalty. Take those 2 things out of it, it makes the Toy a whole lot different coming into this game. But they got the first goal tonight. That's what we said was the most important thing for everybody. They got it. Absolutely terrible to watch. Couldn't pass the ball. Kept giving the ball away. Tough one to take, but not unexpected after the first leg. And I don't know if Neil is gone or he's back. But yeah, bitterly disappointed. Over the 2 games, by far and away the better side. They deserved it. Very few positives to take out of the night. And yeah, here we are talking about 6-2, was it? It's poor. It's very, very poor. A striker never heard of scoring 5 goals against us over 2 legs is a difficult one to take. Step too far in many senses of the word. Like I spoke about Brighton the other day, completely ran out of steam. Couldn't play the ball against Brighton. Couldn't do it again tonight. So some soul searching will need to be done, because we can't rely on Man City beating Spurs either. So this season is not over. Tonight ends in disappointment. The only thing that will make this better is if we go and secure Champions League football, and that's going to take a lot of if, buts and maybes between now and Sunday week, and I'm not looking forward to the next week.
Yeah, the only thing I disagree with what you said there, I heard everything. The only disagree with is you can't rely on Man City. I know you can't rely on it because there's always a chance, but I can't even remember the last time Man City lost in the league. So, and I think Ange Postecoglou will probably have to leave Spurs in the summer if his Spurs team go in and beat. Neil,
we've made it. We've made it. Brummy Stewie is in the house. League One, Brummy Stewie is in the house. Well done.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Brummy Stewie.
Matt, some achievement to be able to type with 6 fingers on both hands, buddy, as well. So fair play to you. But Man City, I can't remember the last time they've lost, but Ange will have to leave Spurs if he beats City, hands the league title to Arsenal, and then somehow they end up only drawing against Burnley or Sheffield United, Paddy. Wouldn't that be absolutely mind-blowing stuff that will go on in London there? But I hope Stewie, I hope our under-21s draw you in the Papa John's next year. I think that might be.
It'd be nice to have somewhat at Derby, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
As long as we get the home draw, so we can get 42,000 people in instead of 6,000. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah, in the Tim Pot Stadium. Anyway, back to matters tonight. Yeah, look, it was as you said there. You said it a bridge too far. bridge too far for the 15, 16 players that we have. Like, what was it? We said there was actually realistically only 2 outfield experienced players that you could bring on if you didn't class Timmy Ragunam today. So that's 13 players plus Olsen makes it 14, and Ragunam if you make it 15. So we're running with about 15 experienced, I suppose, senior players. I think there at the moment. And look, in a kind of sadistic way, it was good to see Unai Emery just go, you know what? Let's bring on Finlay Munro. Let's bring on Omari Kellyman. Let's bring on Ken Kessler-Hayden there. In a way, I thought Finlay Munro, I was delighted to see him get on the pitch because we've seen very little of him. And I'm sure, look, as I said, that when I didn't want to be in a position to do that, but those guys' nights and probably year and probably next decade has been made from that. So that was fantastic to see that happen. But the game itself was pretty nondescript. I do want to have a bit of it's not a moan, but I just do want to talk factually about the fact that if VAR is going to pick random pixels, and as we've said before, I know exactly about the diminishing or the vanishing points and stuff like that with regards to drawing the lines. I have no problem with where the lines are. It's where you pick on the pixel. Unless you've got like 16K cameras that have frame rates of like, I don't know, numbers that I currently don't know about, you're not going to get the exact moment of impact. Number one, second of all, you're not going to get the pixel where the ball is, or where the direct line of the pixel is, the amount that you've to zoom in. But that's just, I'm going to say that about every single VAR decision every single time. Obviously, this one wouldn't make any difference to the game. It's just about the process in general. There was one in the first game that everybody thought was offside and it was ruled onside, and look, that's fine. That's part of the game now at the moment. And there was one here in this game whereby, for all intents and purposes, it looked offside. It was ruled onside. I just think the VAR needs to be like, you can't just have fellas there on just like a normal high definition screen trying to figure out what's going on. You know, they have to have the best of technology. And I can't remember where, but there was an article on it that actually listed out the technology, and I went, I've got screens with that type of resolution here in my office, and you'd think it would be better than that, if that makes sense. Tech talk over. Won't get into it anymore on that. I think that's just
and that certainly didn't decide the tie. The tie was decided in the first leg. Although I do agree. I and both myself and my son said the same thing. It looked like he was leaning onside, offside. Yet they drew the line from his foot, not from his shoulder. Anyway, and there was that's splitting hairs. We were
exactly.
Yeah.
If anything,
we were poor all night. We couldn't put passes together.
Yeah, and if anything, what Alcabi did today, did over the last two. Yeah, I think there is too. If anything, what Alcabi did over the last 2 games is just kind of he watched Danny Welbeck play against Aston Villa for every single game Danny Welbeck has ever played against Aston Villa, and he just stood out on the touchline and waited to make a diagonal run when the ball came over the top, because you know he's been brilliant at that through the whole lot of the 2 games, and running across defenders. I've said it before, running across defenders is how you break a high line, and it's also how you win penalties. Now, while he didn't win a penalty in this tie, there's a couple of times when if we're going to run to the byline and cross that ball across, we can't be waiting for it to go behind defenders. You have to, and it's a fine art, because you kind of have to get your head up very early when you're drilling that ball across the box to make sure that the striker has a chance of getting across the defender. And I know people will say, yeah, it could ricochet off the defender and go into the back of the net. It absolutely could, but these are the little kind of things that, if we are to play Champions League football next year and we do get into it, you know, they're the kind of tightening up and the idiosyncrasies I think that the team needs to learn from that point of view. And I'm sure that Unai Emery will bring in reinforcements as well. But there's tweaks, I think, albeit that, you know, we do have to say that the team are running on fumes. But it's all good. It is what it is. We're out of that competition now. We can't go back and win it now. So we have to concentrate on Liverpool on Monday.
Yeah. Serious questions need to be asked about what the countries are doing on the continent too, given their teams off a week in between the 2 European fixtures. Not that it would have made any difference, because I think we took fucking Sunday off against Brighton anyway. Yeah. But I seriously think that absolutely helps. You know, to get that break. I know that the Premier League is all about money and all about a certain 6 teams. So they don't give a shit what goes on in Europe. They want the league to be celebrated at the highest level on the television. But serious questions need to be asked. Is that is the competition fair if a country can decide to do that and give a team a week off?
I don't know what's more surprising, the fact that Villa went down, or sorry, didn't really come out of the blocks and very rarely threatened the goalkeeper, or that you just agreed with Jurgen Klopp, Paddy. I don't know what one is blowing my socks off more tonight. But
I often agree with Jurgen Klopp, even though I didn't see Jurgen Klopp say that. But anyway, I do often agree with Jurgen Klopp. Yeah,
I think it is fair to say that, you know, that look, Lille, like, we were blessed to get past Lille as well in a penalty shootout. Brilliant night, won't be forgotten anytime soon. But Olympiacos certainly looked tonight. They looked pretty comfortable. You know, they could sit in their block, and they had plenty of.
I must admit, I know absolutely nothing about this. So
Orthodox Easter, yeah.
I know for a fact that Lille, certainly there was nothing there to to stop them taking the weekend off. It was simply they were given the weekend off by the league. If that's the case in Greece, that's absolutely fine.
Paddy, apparently we're arrogant pricks. Angelas, at every single opportunity when I've been talking to you today, I've been respectful to you. I've said that there's absolutely no animosity or there's no hatred towards you or your fans. Every single time you've come back argumentative and you've started to try and start an argument when there wasn't one there. And now you call us an arrogant prick. Angelas, you know what? I hope you enjoy. I hope you guys go away and beat Fiorentina, you know, and enjoy it, because it's going to be in your city, and your city is going to fucking remember it forever, and it should remember it forever. Greece went away and won the European Championships against all odds, and a Greek team is going to go to the final today in a week's time, or however many weeks' time, should I say, and it's going to be against the odds, because you're going to be underdogs against Fiorentina, and that's fair enough. I hope you go away and win it, because if any team were playing it at home, the home team should be like it's going to set the kids up in Athens forever and ever and ever to have the footballing memory of their life, especially the kids of Praise. So I hope you go away and win it. And if you think that's being arrogant, or if you think that anything we said previously was arrogant, Angelas, well then, I don't know, go back and talk to your English teacher. That's all I'll say to you about that. But best of luck in the final, buddy, and you be a bit more respectful in future.
Please don't give him any more airtime. He accused us of waving Panathinaikos stuff when they were waving Birmingham City stuff at the Villa fans. So look at the whole fucking picture, Angelos, and get over yourself. I look forward to my holidays in Greece, and if you want to join me for a pint, Angelos, please do hit me up on Twitter.
Exactly.
I'm more than happy to go and sit with you and have a chat. You and your 26,000 mates, absolutely fine, and we'll have great fun. I'm sure they will, because you've got great fans, absolutely brilliant fans tonight.
Pack the place out tonight. Sea of red and white, and a credit to we've a fan of another team there that certainly won't have 26,000 fans in their stadium anytime soon. So, but you guys did, and you packed it out, and that's the way it should be for European night. And you're going to pack out AK Athens Stadium as well, and I hope you go away and win it. Getting back to the team that we had there, Paddy. Did you get a sense that the players began to start to bitch and fight with each other towards the end of that game? Or was I picking it up wrong from the TV? Did it seem like a couple of players were annoyed with each other at the end? And I'm not saying it's wrong. I just did something we haven't seen. Just something we haven't seen.
It's not something I noticed. And that's normally something that I'd pick up and you didn't. But on this occasion, no, I absolutely didn't pick it up. But I would imagine, yes, they were pissed off at each other. But I certainly didn't pick up on that.
So the reason I say it is Matty Cash crossed the ball in, and Ollie Watkins didn't get in front of the defender. And Retsas, who was my player in the match for your man banged him in at the top end of the field. Retsas gave an exhibition on how to defend for the two legs. I thought he was absolutely excellent. I said it in the preview, and I said it in the team sheet tantrum as well. Fine defender, and a perfect foil for David Carmo in there as well. he stuck to Ollie Watkins like White and Rice today, and he got in front and he cleared that ball. And Ollie Watkins said something to Matty Cash. Remember, and the camera went in to Matty Cash, and he was like, "Ollie, I genuinely couldn't do any more with it," or something along those lines. And he was pleading with him. And it was the time that Cash he crossed the ball in, but then he draped himself over the advertisement hoarding. He was just completely knackered out on his feet. And there was just a couple of other times I thought that McGinn and Luis were kind of, I'm not going to say getting into it in the field, but they were trying to order each other into position or whatever, and they seemed like they were getting frustrated. Pau Torres getting frustrated at people not making runs up the wing and stuff like that. And look, I'm not saying it's a wrong thing. It's just something that I haven't seen the players be so animated, in the field, which could strengthen the minds, I suppose, for the last two games we have for the end of the season. But maybe I was being overly attentive, I suppose, and there was nothing there with regards to that. But I just said I'd ask the question anyway. Did anyone else see it in the comments?
Yeah, somebody said they saw it there. All right, it passed me by if it did. The overriding emotion I have today is the frustration at the lack of getting the ball forward quicker. From the word go, I thought we were too slow in the transition. The minute we picked up the ball, it was all about recovering and letting them recover. And as a result, we couldn't pick them off. There was nobody there to pick that pass. There was no space between the strikers. I thought Bailey, Diaby, and Watkins were too close together, except for the couple of times that Watkins got a flick on when there was no one near him and nobody to run onto it. It was just a frustrating night from start to finish. I find it hard to get too annoyed or upset over in a magnificent campaign. Now, I will be fucking majorly pissed off if we're sitting here on Sunday week and have lost Champions League football because players have run out of steam. But we could go to the last two games here and not get another point, and it's very likely that we could go because we're playing two teams who are in decent enough form. Specifically, Crystal Palace. The last thing we need to go is to Crystal Palace and try and get something out of it to get us over the line. But we look out on our feet. We look bereft of ideas. We look bereft of somebody who can pass the ball into the final third and split the defence. And I don't know where that's going to come from over the next two games. And that is my overriding emotion, is that I am worried that we could yet still throw away the Champions League, even though it seems really, really hard to do, but it could very easily happen.
Yeah. I don't think it'd easily happen, but I think it could happen. And sorry, that's just me picking hairs with wording there. And I also don't think, like, I won't feel like we've thrown away Champions League, but I will feel mightily pissed off if we don't get it. And I know I'm splitting lots of hairs with regards to that, but I still think that well, look, yeah, no fucking prizes for guessing that I'm a small bit optimistic about going to Selhurst Park and getting a draw the last day of the season. I just don't see Spurs beating City. I just can't see it with the form that they're in at the moment. And City, as I said, Ange Postecoglou will have to go into witness protection if Spurs beat Man City, because it will give Arsenal the title. And I just don't know. I can't see the cosmos aligning that way. But look, we'll see. It could be 100% wrong on that one. But then again, Fulham could pull out a win against Man City at the weekend, and then it's all sixes. Then after that, we know what's going to happen, because City play Fulham at 12:30 on Saturday, which I think I might sit down and watch, actually. Make sure that City are firing on all cylinders. Classic City fans here at the end of the season. You'll cook grass, yeah, absolutely. You can, but look, it's look, today isn't a very easy game to talk about. Obviously, it's not. Thank you very much, Ken. Actually, and there's someone else there. I think Gaz Williams. I missed you there, Gaz. Thanks a million for that. Really, really appreciate that, lads. That's really appreciative. It keeps the lights on.
Really appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
For another couple of months, but as I said, tonight's game. Look, we can talk about it. Oh yeah, there was something I wanted to say about it. Like, there's years and years and years where we've been, where Villa have been, and I suppose commentary about Villa has been along the lines of, they only had 30% possession, and they only had 32% possession. And this is where you can talk about statistics, and fan bases can talk about it and all this kind of stuff. What I would say is, We had 78% of the possession, I think, tonight. Let me just see there. Let me just make sure that that was correct. We had 74% of the possession here tonight, and the expected goals. So what I'm getting at here, sorry, I'm rambling. What I'm getting at here is two statistics that get thrown in everybody's faces week in, week out are possession on the ball and expected goals. And they're both flawed metrics. So, because if they weren't, Aston Villa had an expected goals of 1.14 tonight, and Olympiacos only at 1.20. But Villa had 15 shots and they had 74% possession. And it all means a hill of beans unless you're very, very coherent in the attacking third. Because you can have all the possession you want in your own half, and it doesn't matter. And that I know that everybody understands that, but what I'm getting at here is that we wanted to be the team that was dominating possession for the longest time. But when you're 2 goals down, to be the team that dominates possession is a curse more so than anything else, especially if you're finding it difficult to get it past the maybe 30 yards out from their goal. So this team is going to have to learn that in the coming off season. I completely understand. Like, I would have given my right nut tonight for Filippo Coutinho or an Emi Buendia to be able to come on in that position, and just unlock that space in front of Ollie Watkins. We didn't have it. We didn't have Morgan Rogers. We didn't have Zaniolo, and it felt very barren. We couldn't go through the middle tonight because I would say, if I was, as I said before, I said in the previous podcast, I would sign Sebastian Heze in the morning if I possibly could. I just thought he was brilliant today. Great positional sense. Great positional sense in Birmingham as well. Just has the look of a real good defensive midfielder in there that has all the energy in the world. And he just locked down the middle of that midfield as well with Iborra until he went off injured. It's very difficult to play through that if you don't have anybody who can drop deep into that pocket position. And we didn't. And Duran came on. And God bless him, he didn't have we know Duran is a joker in the pack. He doesn't have that footballing intelligence to drop in there and occupy that space. And that may come with time, it may not, but it's not his game. And we couldn't go through the middle again tonight, just like we couldn't when we were in Villa Park, and we couldn't do it against Brighton either. And it's a big it's a big knock on our Arsenal and our attack, because we've been very good at going through the middle in during the season so far. We just have nothing to put in there that will allow it to happen, and that's a shame. It really is a shame. That was long-winded.
It is a shame. While everybody in the comments is picking a scapegoat, I'm going to tell you who the real scapegoat is today. I left my house this morning at 5:30. Drove into another country up the north and stopped outside Dublin for a cup of tea. Spilt the tea all over the place, all over 3 people, all because the lid wouldn't go on properly onto the tea.
No.
And the girl that was cleaning up the tea said, "I hope whoever spilt this has the worst day ever." Well, fair play to you, fucking woman. I had the worst day ever. So there's the scapegoat today. That's what happened to me today at approximately 7:20 on the outskirts of Dublin this morning. So I'm running on absolute fumes at this stage, and I'm looking forward to a good night's sleep. And look, we've 2 cup finals left. They are cup finals. We gotta hope that Liverpool are on the beach, that we can go and finish the job on Monday night if Burnley don't do us a favour on Saturday. But I think we just got to switch the focus now. We got to go and enjoy what we've done this season and not be too down on what's happened tonight, because I think the players, especially those that care, deserve a whole lot better and a whole lot more respect than to be blaming them in the comments and be blaming them on social media, because we have done an amazing job this season to be in the situation where we are. And while it feels fucking shit tonight, it feels amazing to be in the position we are. We could be playing Champions League football next year. Get behind the team. Get absolutely behind the team Monday night if we haven't already got over the line through Burnley on Saturday. But go and do it Monday night and get the job done, and that's got to be our focus now.
Yeah, and I'm tired of training a toddler, and I've been pissed on today, so I may very well be delusional, but I've definitely been pissed on YouTube Premium. That's for certain today. So look, it's been a day. It's been a day, and I didn't need this, nor did you, Paddy, after the day that you've had. But anyway, look, we all came out of it. No one died that we know of anyway so far. And I actually say that it was probably the wrong choice of phrase, because I do hope all the Villa fans get home safely. And I hope that they all behave themselves when they're over in Athens, soak up the rays, and get back in that plane and get home safely as well, because we're going to need every single Villa fan to roar the team on in Villa Park over on Monday night. And then all those guys who travel to Athens will probably be the same guys who are going to travel down to Selhurst Park as well on the final day of the season. So every voice is going to be needed. And I must say, they were absolutely amazing out in Athens tonight. They really, really were. They really were amazing out there. And you could hear them throughout the whole piece.
The 1,000 Villa fans in the comments, the 20 Olympiacos fans, and the 3 Blue Noses, please give us a thumb up. Even if the Blue Noses want to subscribe to our channel, absolutely go for it. And best of luck to Olympiacos in the final. I will be in Athens for the final, and I will cheer you on, because I think the majority of those fans are really, really good people. And while they're great rivals, wear green and white with a shamrock on it, for that day only, I will be an Olympiacos fan.
Let's do it. Right, going to see everyone. What day is today? Thursday. Yeah, I suppose we'll be back with a preview show maybe Saturday, if we can muster the energy. It's been like pray for podcasters as well. Never mind the players being running on fumes. It's been tough going getting 3-4 podcasts out. I'm joking.
No, look, joking.
We wouldn't want to be
aside
doing this stuff.
Joking aside, we owe it to the 1,000+ people who are in here tonight to come and have a chat. It's the last thing we want to do with how we're feeling right at this moment. But look, it is what it is. We have to have hope for what's ahead. Our team aren't the finished article. As I said in the preview, there's players out there tonight that won't represent us in the Champions League next year, should we get there. And we've got to put everything we have behind the team to get ourselves over the line and look, get the money in the bank so we can go and make this team even stronger. There's some positive words from Chris Heck. Whatever you think of Chris Heck today, whatever you think of what he's done in the past, positive words today. We're staying at Villa Park. Champions League football at Villa Park is the dream. It's just a tough night, tough for everyone to take. Yeah. And my family holiday will be without a European final.
and you know what, Paddy, you'd be a nightmare if you were over there being all nervous waiting for that final anyway. So it's probably a blessing in disguise for.
I wouldn't. No, I only arrived the day before. It's fine.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so you'd only have 24 hours of nervousness. Then that'd be grand. Right. So thanks very much for everybody who joined us, and as you said it there, all the Olympiacos fans and whatever club you support. Thanks a million. Look, we don't try to go too overboard most of the time on this podcast. We try and talk about the game and talk about, I suppose, recency in as rational as we possibly can. And I know sometimes we overstep the mark with regards to it, but interaction is what we want as football fans. And no point having a bloody YouTube channel if you don't have interaction. And Jim Wallace, thank you so much for joining us. All first timers are welcome as well. And we try and read out as many comments as we can. And as I say, we put up the bad stuff about us too as well. But that's what it's all about. All about interaction and all about having a chat. And because look, the two of us would love to be in the stadium tonight. Look, life doesn't allow you to do that sometimes. So for us to kind of have our chat in the pub or whatever, this is better than any of that. So thanks so much, everybody. Really appreciate it. That's it. Going to see you again maybe Saturday for a preview of Liverpool. Thanks a million to everybody. Villa's European Odyssey ends at the semi-final stage, but their Premier League Odyssey still goes on, and we'll see you for that over the coming days. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.